Invite a Budget Blinds style consultant to show you how to transform your rooms just by changing your window coverings. Canada's #1 choice for window coverings. Visit budgetblinds.ca today.
Welcome back. 4 people are facing charges after a drug bust in North Battleford. RCMP arrested the 2 men and 2 women last week, seizing cocaine and cash. Facing drug trafficking charges are 28-year-old Trisha Moccasin, 23-year-old Wade Frenchman, 22-year-old Tashina Baptiste, and a male youth. Now, Moccasin and the youth are also facing charges of possession of the proceeds of crime. North Battleford's RCMP are also looking for the identity of a man involved in a shoplifting case at a store in the city on Friday. Police are hoping to learn more about the man in this picture, who is described as Caucasian and wearing a white muscle shirt. This comes after RCMP received a call about a shoplifter at a business on the 1000 block of 101st Street. If you have any information on the suspect, you're asked to call North Battleford RCMP at 306-446-1720 or Crime Stoppers. Well, it's your chance to influence infrastructure upgrades in the border city for the next quarter century. The city has begun their facilities master plan by asking for public input. The plan will look at what public recreation and cultural facilities will need to be upgraded in the next 25 years. Both the amphitheater in the Bud Miller Park and the Cultural and Science Center are candidates for renovations. The city has already made moves to improve both facilities. Everyone is invited to a public meeting July 7th at 7 p.m. at the Civic Center. An online survey will also be available after the meeting until the end of July. You can find it on the city's website at Lloydminster.ca. It's been a part of the community since 1947, but after almost 70 years, the Marsden United Church was nearing the end of its life. Now, as Jeremy Thompson reports, an area camp will put the aging chapel to use for years down the road.
A crew of volunteers works away on the Marsden United Church. It sits on supports, patiently waiting to be anchored to the foundation in its new home at the Battle River Ranch.
Every camp that I've been a part of and worked with, every camp has a chapel and a place to come together and worship and be a part of God's plan. And we've always known we'd have a chapel here someday.
Harold Steffen is camp director. He says it's important to have a place for worship, but it's been a literal long road. Last year, the church was moved 16 kilometers down the highway.
It's taken time because we work with volunteers and donations to be able to help it all come together.
But all the work so far has been worth it. Steffen says he's excited to add to the building's extensive history.
There's been people married and buried and baptized and confirmed in this church, and it means a lot to the community. And we just want to restore it to original as best as we can, and in respect to the community and of what God built here and wants to continue.
For staff and campers alike, the chapel represents a much-needed gathering place, somewhere to focus and reflect after a long day of working with their hands.
I think we need to help a lot of young people to figure out where their gifts are and move them into that area so that they can do what they're doing and enjoy their job. 70% of people don't like the job they're doing. If you can find out what you're good at and move into that career and that trade, boy, I'll tell you, it's a good life.
Steffen says religion is a major part of what the camp has to offer, and the chapel will help to promote that.
Like this building, it's full of memories and so on, and if we can hold on to some of that, I think it makes a difference for the next generation too.
They hope to finish the project by the end of fall, but there's still a lot of work to do. The steeple is in the shop, they're building a new cross, and there's the delicate task of attaching the church to its new basement.
It's going to be a busy summer, and we've got a lot of work to do on the chapel.
Jeremy Thompson, Newcap News.
After a year on hiatus, Lloydminster streets will once again be filled with men wearing high heels. The Sexual Assault Information Center is asking everyone to slip into some red stilettos to raise awareness about sexual violence against women. In 2013, close to 200 people came out to walk a mile in her shoes, raising more than $50,000. Organizer Mandy Kratchmer says this year is more about awareness, but encourages those who are raising money to have a bit of fun.
Go out and get pledges, have competitions with your coworkers or any friends, whoever raises the most amount of money. Someone has to shave their legs, whatever you want to do, make it fun and just have fun with it.
On Saturday, September 19th, participants will begin to trek at noon from the route.
It's not just a walk where, people just walk in normal footwear. This is red high heels, and it's fun and it's entertaining and it's just a good time for everyone involved.
After finishing, walkers will enjoy a barbecue, a DJ, and foot rubs. You can register the day of the walk, or if you'd like to sign up and collect pledges, you can go to walkamilelloydminster.com. School is out for the summer, and now students are experiencing a newfound freedom. Well, 25 years ago, some of this freedom turned into a concern as it extended into the adult video section in local stores and rental shops. Annika Notveit shows us a story in this week's Retrospect.
This is a scene from Roadhouse, a restricted movie that a 13-year-old picked up for us from a Lloydminster video store. The Alberta Liberals say that 13-year-olds or anyone else who's underage can pretty much get what they want at video stores. We decided to see if that was true.
This is our undercover underage video buyer. Mike Holmes just turned 13, too young to get into a theater to see a restricted movie, but apparently not too young to buy them at Lloyd convenience stores. Mike went to half a dozen convenience stores while we monitored the situation from outside. Almost every time, he came back with movies.
That's a scene from Fatal Attraction. It's restricted, with violence, coarse language, and as you can see, some fairly steamy sex scenes. Mike picked up movies like this one at every convenience store he went to, except 7-Elevens, where it's difficult for underage people to get movies like this one.
And it wasn't just at convenience stores where he picked up restricted films. At Reynolds Video in downtown Lloydminster, Mike was turned away from the porno section, but still came out with a restricted movie. And at 24 Hour Video, he made his way into the porno area, clearly marked for adults only, and then brought out a movie called The Concrete Jungle.
As far as pornos go, this one isn't really that harsh. In fact, it's not even a porno, but it is extremely violent, and as the rating indicates, probably not something you'd want your kids to see. The manager for 24 Hour Video says she'll check with head office before responding as to why Mike got in to get this movie in the first place. The Liberals, meanwhile, are asking the government to enact legislation that will keep kids from seeing this type of video before school is out this summer. Bob Keating, Broadcast Center News.
And now with all the advancements in TV and the internet, this is the only remaining video rental store in Lloydminster. And talking to the managers, they say they don't have any trouble with underage kids going in the 18A section. Well, that's all for Retrospect this week. I'm Annika Notveit.